Well, there you are, from Lunga Lunga to Vanga.
Moyale to Loitoktok.
And this is Prime Edition coming to you live from Broadcasting House. There's a little confusion there, but we want to warmly welcome you to Prime Edition. My name is Mboya.
Good evening. I am Muchuma Odim.
And let's look at our top stories tonight.
Mimi nataka niwahakikishie wale wote wanaabudu sanamu ya ukabila, tutawachana na wao.
No to tribal politics.
President William Ruto fires a warning shot to members of his administration perpetuating tribalism.
We demand, we don't request. We demand the immediate resettlement of our medical cover. Failure to do so will result in the withdrawal of our services.
Health services paralyzed.
Patients caught by surprise. Many left stranded after medical and support staff down their tools. We will be telling you which one and why.
Just to dispel the rumors, Pastor Paul Mackenzie is very much alive and well, and he is of good health.
Regard them as rumors.
Paul Mackenzie's lawyer dismisses social media reports on the alleged death of the controversial preacher. Our socials at KBC Channel 1. Our sign language expert tonight is Lucy Mwaura.
Thank you once again for joining us. President William Ruto has fired a warning shot to members of his administration who are perpetuating tribalism, saying that his administration has no place for tribal politics.
The president says it is difficult to discharge government programs in an environment of charged tribal rhetoric.
The president has, in the meantime, called on county governments to clear 2 billion shillings owed to the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency to ensure that county health facilities have a steady supply of medicine.
Here is that top story.
Kenya, Mheshimiwa Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Wundani, Taita Taveta County.
Na makofi!
President William Ruto was here to launch the last mile electricity connectivity in the area, with his message seemingly targeting leaders believed to be fueling tribal politics. President Ruto was quick to sound a warning to members of his administration keen on beating the drums of tribalism.
Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie wale wote wanaabudu sanamu ya ukabila, tutawachana na wao. Sisi wote ni ndugu moja jameni. We are one people, one nation with a common destiny. The people of Kenya.
The head of state says the country cannot afford to sow seeds of division, noting that it would derail the execution of government programs.
Hatutaki migawanyiko, hatutaki ukabila, hatutaki chuki. Tunataka tuungane ndio tuweze kuwafanyia kazi watu wa taifa la Kenya, wakiwemo watu wa Taita Taveta County.
Na mimi namuunga Mheshimiwa Rais ya kupigana na ukabila. Si ndio? Si Kenya ni moja? Si mimi ni Mkenya kama Mkenya mwingine? Na wewe si ni Mkenya sio?
Kama mjuavyo, Mheshimiwa Rais amefungua ukurasa mpya wa uongozi katika nchi yetu, si ndio? Ndio sababu ameweka serikali ya broad based.
Ruto continued to defend the rollout of a social health insurance fund, calling on Kenyans to register to benefit from the universal healthcare coverage.
Sheria tumepitisha, sera tumepanga, kazi imebaki ni moja. Wewe mwananchi kujiandikisha. Na kujiandikisha ni bure. Sasa jameni bwana, Sasa tunaulizana maswali gani haya?
Uwe tajiri uwe maskini, ukiwa mgonjwa, ukaenda hospitali, hutatozwa hata shilingi moja, utatibiwa bure na urudi nyumbani.
He called on county governments to pay the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency pending bills amounting to 2 billion shillings to save county health facilities from drug shortages.
Jameni watu wa hapa Taita Taveta, si ile shida kubwa kwa mahospitali ni madawa? Sasa mimi nataka niwaombe waheshimiwa, hii bima kweli tumepanga, hawa wananchi watajisajili. Lakini hata kama tuko na pesa ya kumlipia mwananchi, kama hakuna dawa hospitali, si hiyo pesa itakuwa haina maana.
In the meantime, Minority Leader Junet Mohammed, who accompanied the president, has called for a review of the public participation principle in the constitution, arguing that constant litigation over public participation was derailing development programs.
Kwa sababu serikali haiwezi kuomba ruhusa mahakama ili wajenge stima, waombe kanisa ili wajenge stima, waombe civil society ili waombe stima.
John Jacob Kuria, Prime Edition.
Thank you, JJ. Now, onto that story we highlighted. Services at Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital were abruptly paralyzed on Monday after medical and support staff downed their tools to protest poor working conditions.
Led by the union representatives from the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union and the Kenya National Union of Nurses, the workers staged a demonstration at the hospital demanding urgent intervention from the Ministry of Health.
Jackie Masharia puts that story in perspective.
It is a strike that caught patients by surprise, with many left stranded without medical care. Alex Kirago says he had brought the mother for a chemotherapy session that was due on Monday, but to his dismay, there was nobody to offer the services.
Alikuwa anakuja kufanyiwa kimo yake ya 5 kwa ajili ni mgonjwa wa kansa ya pilot, na tukakuja hapa asubuhi na mapema kitu saa 11 tulikuwa hapa tukitarajia ya kwamba mama yetu atachukuliwa.
Hii bonda ambao wanapigana pande zote mbili wakae chini wasikizane, kwa sababu wakati wanapigana nyasi ndio huumia.
Led by Dr. Vincent Oyengo of Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, and Justin Kinoti for the Kenya National Union of Nurses. The workers decried a number of grievances which include long working hours, sexual harassment, lack of uniforms and risk allowances, and a waiver of medical bills for staff in critical care departments.
We demand, we don't request, we demand the immediate resettlement of our medical cover. Failure to do so will result in the withdrawal of our services. Yes. We further demand reimbursement for those who have incurred medical expenses during the period the cover was suspended.
Yes. We say, yes, if the 3 demands are not met, yes, within 24 hours, it will be a total paralysis of the hospital services.
They also called for the immediate reinstatement of the hospital's suspended CEO, Ahmed Dagane, who was placed on compulsory leave pending an investigation into allegations of financial mismanagement.
The recent developments regarding the forced leave of the substantive CEO have severely impacted the hospital operation, leading to a decline in staff morale.
The workers now want Health Cabinet Secretary Deborah Baraza to intervene on the matter. Jacqueline Masharia for Prime Edition.
Now, 5 people, including a pregnant woman and an infant, have lost their lives, and 4 others are nursing injuries after a wall collapsed in KCC area, Miritini Jomvu constituency, Mombasa County.
According to the eyewitnesses, the tragedy occurred at around 2 p.m. after locals who had gathered for a funeral in the neighborhood sought shelter from the rain near the wall.
Now, 4 people, including the pregnant woman and an infant, died on the spot, while a man succumbed to injuries while receiving treatment at a hospital.
The locals said this is not the first time the wall, which belongs to a private company, has collapsed, with a prior incident weeks ago leaving several injured.
Now, they're now calling for immediate demolition of the remaining section of the wall to prevent further loss of life.
Mvua ikazidi. Kuzidi ndo tayari ukuta watu wakawa wameenda kujiziba hiyo mvua kwenye ule ukuta. ndo ukuta tayari na ukashuka wote tayari hapo.
Mtoto amvunjika mkono mara 3 na huyo mama amvunjika sehemu za kiuno huku chini na kichwa, na kuna mvulana pia na huyo jamaa mwingine amvunjika kabisa huku kwa kiuno nyuma.
Wiki kama za kuhesabu ama miezi ya kuhesabu, hii ukuta hapa ndani iliumiza watu. Nadhani kuna watu mpaka saa hii wako hali mbaya, wako ICU. Kuna watu wamevunjika spinal cord, wengine wamevunjika meno, na mpaka saa hii county walikuja hapo waka access. Kwa nini wasenge access kuta wote nzima yote hii?
Hii ni onyo kwa wale wote wenye wanaofanya ujenzi kama hizi bila kupata taratibu. Maana tunavyoona hapa ni kuna sehemu ziliongezwa tu juu.
On to another story we highlighted tonight. A lawyer representing the controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie has dismissed information circulating on social media platforms alleging that the preacher is dead as baseless.
Addressing journalists in Mombasa, the lawyer Lawrence Obonyo affirmed that his client is alive and of good health, calling on those disseminating the information to cease with immediate effect.
Mackenzie, who is linked to the deaths of over 400 followers in Shakahola Forest, faces multiple charges, among them terrorism, radicalization and murder.
The controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie is once again in the limelight. The preacher, who is linked to the deaths of over 400 followers in Shakahola Forest, has been the talk of the social media platforms, which claims that he has passed away while in custody. His lawyers, led by Lawrence Obonyo, have however come out to clear the air.
These rumors, we don't know the reasons behind them. We can only suspect that maybe someone somewhere has other intentions. But just to dispel the rumors, Pastor Paul Mackenzie is very much alive and well, and he is of good health. His intentions are to fight this case and fight for the clearance of his name against the allegations that have been brought against him. And we pray so much that nothing happens to him during the pendency of this case.
Obonyo further urged the individuals spreading the false information to stop, warning that it might raise unnecessary tension and cause distress to the victims' families.
Whoever is doing that, we are humbly praying that you stop and you consider the interest of the victims here who are children. You consider the interest of the general public who want to know the truth. You consider justice, which dictates that any matter that is in court should not be discussed on its merit out there. And you also consider the family of the accused persons, because these accused persons are still presumed innocent until proven otherwise. So their families can become victims of your malicious attacks and malicious misinformation. So we pray that this stops.
The lawyer at the same time called on the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution to expedite the pending cases against Mackenzie and his co-accused.
The court is ready to proceed. The accused persons are present and very eager to proceed. The defense is ready, but the ODPP is not ready. The ODPP has given several reasons. For Mombasa, they gave a reason termed as shortage of prosecutors. In this honorable court, they have given a reason that they are facing financial crisis. That is why they are unable to ensure that the special team that is put together to prosecute this matter is unable to come here.
Mackenzie and his co-accused are facing multiple charges, including terrorism, radicalization and murder. For Prime Edition, I'm Abdulaziz Abeid.
All right, a family in Nyando, Kisumu County is in distress as they continue to search for their kin who was swept by the raging waters last night following a heavy downpour in the region.
Now, the middle-aged man identified as Ochieng Makoyo was riding in a saloon car alongside his friend Stephen Owunda when the accident occurred.
Wycliffe Okech with more details.
The family of Ochieng Makoyo has been camping at Nyaido Bridge in Nyando, Kisumu County since last night. It is here that the family believes their kin was swept away by the raging waters of River Nyaido. Ochieng and his friend Stephen Owunda were heading home in a saloon car when the accident occurred at around 10 p.m. last night.
Nilikutana na huyo rafiki yangu hapo Awasi, nikamwomba lift. Sasa tukaenda naye kufika hapo kwa mtoni. Alijaribu kupita lakini maji ilikuwa mingi. So kwenye nilisikia akisema, aliniambia tu hii gari imefloat, fungua mlango. Nikajaribu kufungua ikakataa. Tukaingia kwa maji. So mimi nilipitia driza.
Stephen, who was lucky to escape from the vehicle, has since been treated and discharged from a nearby hospital. Meanwhile, the search for Ochieng Makoyo is still underway, even as his family stays hopeful of finding him alive.
The boys have really struggled moving downwards, but they cannot get him.
Tumetembea, hata kuna wengine bado wanatembea kilomita 13 kwenda kuangalia kama maji ilimbeba. Wanatembea kando ya hii daraja waone kama tutampata, lakini shida ni vifaa hawana. Hata saizi tunaomba kama Msalaba Mwekundu inaweza kuja na vifaa itusaidie, kwa sababu saizi venye tunaongea kuna maiti pia tumeona.
The vehicle the two were traveling in has since been towed to Awasi police station. The locals are now calling for the expansion of the bridge for efficient water flow to avert similar incidents.
This place is not going to be like this forever. We want a great change. Our children are going to die.
Hii barabara ingekuwa imewekwa mara mjuu, tungekuwa na hii shida. Juu daraja iko juu, hapa hakuna barabara.
Amid the short rains that are currently pounding the larger lake basin, locals have been urged to be cautious, especially when crossing water streams during this rainy season.
Ningeomba kila mtu akue serious na maisha yake, wasikuwe tu anatembea tu ovyo ovyo.
The parents should be very careful with their children, the movement of their children here and there.
For a Prime Edition from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
The raging floods in Kisumu to an accident along Mombasa Road where 2 people died this morning in a head-on collision near Mlolongo Township.
The 7:30 a.m. accident involved a lorry and a motorcycle, killing the rider and the pillion passenger on the spot.
Here is that report.
The fatal road accident occurred after the lorry, heading from Syokimau towards Mlolongo, reportedly veered off its lane, encroaching into the opposite lane, where it collided head-on with the oncoming motorcycle.
Hii leo asubuhi tumepata janga baya ambapo tumempoteza mwendesha pikipiki pamoja na mteja wake. Hiyo ni hasara kubwa sana kwetu sisi kama wakazi hapa Mlolongo.
Following the accident, boda operators and members of the public in the area staged protests, blocked the road, and later set the lorry ablaze. The incident caused a significant traffic snarl-up along Old Mombasa Road, forcing motorists to use alternative routes. Police officers, however, responded swiftly, dispersed the crowd, and secured the scene. Road users have been urged to exercise caution, especially during the festive season, to prevent further tragedies.
Kwa hii msimu ya Christmas, tafadhali tukue waangalifu na tufuate sheria za traffic. Pia tunataka maroli irudi kwa weighbridge vile inatakikana, itoke Mlolongo town irudishwe mahali inatakikana kupita.
Meanwhile, the wreckages of the lorry and the motorcycle were towed to Mlolongo police station as investigations commence.
You are watching the Prime Edition. That
Okay.
story takes us to our first commercial break.
To our first commercial break. And remember, your favorite weekly feature program, The Cabinet, is coming up when Muchuma Odim and I returns. Stay with us.
I've been to Dubai, China, and now off to the US. Courtesy of eCitizen, I've managed to get my passport just in time for my first conference abroad. Even you guys can get it. Link up with eCitizen. Service bila stress. Service bila stress.
Service bila stress.
Star 570 hash. Option 1 kuna PS5 na ni full package na inakuja na JBL Party Box. Hiyo boom experience pia iko.
Bro, nipatie hiyo risiti ya items. Wazi wazi.
Cheki, mimi sina adui hizo
Excuse, nilete risiti yangu ya items. Asante.
Ni pesa ngapi?
3,000. Hebu nisaidie na ile risiti ya items.
Nimeshinda mili. I'm the latest millionaire. Marry me, baby.
Yes! Guys, nimeshinda laptop. Nimeshinda TV 50 inches.
Nice na Risiti Legit promotion kutoka KRA. Download Risiti Legit app, scan QR code kwenye risiti yako, ujishindie zawadi kem kila wiki. Kuna grand prize ya milioni 3 kwa washindi watatu, milioni kila mmoja.
Mgeni Meru, it's time to talk. After Homa Bay, we're bringing the conversation to your doorstep. Good questions, concerns.
Which criteria are you using that you can say now we want to increase this limit to this amount?
We've got the right answers.
The first criteria which we use is that the limit which we want to have must cover the majority of the people.
This is your chance to meet the experts face to face. Get clarity, get informed, get secure. Meru, are you ready? Don't miss out. Be there.
Welcome back to Prime Edition. Our socials at KBC Channel 1 continue interacting with us on our Monday conversation.
That's right. Now, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who also doubles as the Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, has called on Kenyans to honor the legacy of the nation's diplomatic pioneers as the country marks 60 years of its diplomatic journey.
Speaking when he presided over the 60 years of Kenya's diplomatic journey celebrations at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, in Nairobi, Mudavadi emphasized the importance of recognizing the individuals whose contributions have shaped Kenya's foreign policy and global standing.
Speaking during the official launch of Kenya's 60th anniversary of diplomatic journey,
welcome, Your Excellency.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who also doubles up as Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, noted that the country has been at the forefront of diplomacy, advocating for mutual respect, dialogue and unity on the global stage in the last 6 decades.
Looking back into our diplomatic history, we see a journey marked by resilience, foresight, and unity of purpose. Since independence, Kenya has pursued a pragmatic foreign policy characterized by a blend of continuity and strategic adaptation.
Mudavadi awarded and praised individuals whose contribution have shaped Kenya's foreign policy. Musalia also pointed out Nairobi's unique status as the only UN headquarters in Africa and the global south, underscoring the country's strategic importance in global diplomacy.
Reflecting on our diplomatic journey, from the humble beginnings in 1963, when Kenya had only 6 missions abroad, today we have 70 missions worldwide. A significant expansion that reflects our growing influence and the strategic importance of international engagements.
A major highlight of the event was the launch of the reviewed Kenya Foreign Policy 2024, a forward-looking document addressing contemporary challenges such as climate change, digital transformation, and evolving geopolitical dynamics.
The 2024 policy document replaces the 2014 document. I call this new policy our own Twiga diplomacy, a foresighted, adaptive, agile, and dignifying foreign policy.
Through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kenya has flown its flag very high It's a country which is recognized very easily globally.
Mudavadi announced plans to translate the policy into Kiswahili and introduce it nationwide through the Foreign Policy Mashinani initiative, ensuring citizens understand and engage with the Kenya's foreign policy objectives.
There's an item now here on health. The Ministry of Health is now inviting members of the public to submit their views on regulations proposed in the Digital Health Act 2023.
State Department for Medical Services Principal Secretary Harry Kimtai says the ministry values the public feedback, reiterating the ministry's commitment to a robust public participation.
According to the ministry, the proposed regulations aim to establish a comprehensive, integrated health information system to streamline data collection, storage, analysis, and sharing while ensuring data security and patient privacy.
All the stakeholders, the public health facilities, private healthcare facilities, and the faith-based facilities to ensure that we troubleshoot and address all these concerns together. I think I can comfortably say that we are probably 60-70% of our rollout headed for better times in future.
Because of your health data. The third part is the national logistics.
The national and county governments have been challenged to channel more resources to help boost innovative skills among learners. Speaking in Nairobi Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa, Coordinator Makuba Kizito says that there is need for learners to be acquainted with the new technologies advancement in the nascent years to help them boost their skills as they become problem solvers. Here is that report by Timothy Kipnosu.
The Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa, Semester, is conducting a foot camp for learners from grade 4 to Form 4 as part of a campaign to identify their skills.
How many want to do that?
Stakeholders at the forum challenging both the national and county governments to upscale innovation among learners by channeling funds to innovation.
When you host this kind of boot camps, we provide opportunities for learners to bring out their creative aspect, because we provide challenges whereby learners are able to tinker, struggle, and develop certain efficacy.
According to Semester Program Coordinator Makuba Kizito, technological advancement is key for learners to help them discover the world around them, as well as harness technology for job creation.
We are trying to make the learners start seeing how robots or machines are being utilized in the industry. Like they see some of these gadgets, maybe traffic control, where the lights go off and on. Then they are seeing these automated kind of gates.
Our goal is not just to give you knowledge, but to really ask you or to excite you into curiosity so that you can learn. And you know that the younger you are, the more curious you are.
Kizito lauding the head of state for domiciling the Kenya Innovation Agency in the office of the president, saying it will go a long way in helping to commercialize key innovation opportunities in the country.
The president is very, very passionate about innovation. That's why he even promoted the agency to be domiciled at the office of the president. He wants Kenyans to be creative. So here, through these boot camps, we are trying to set the foundation for these learners to start seeing themselves as problem solvers.
We want to encourage you to therefore use this boot camp as a step towards becoming the generation of tech innovators, engineers, developers, and leaders.
The learners who attended the foot camp exuded confidence that the 5 days training will help them bring out their innovations to power the future.
This boot camp is very educative, and it enables the young people. You know, so many people after maybe, let's say, the holidays, they can become idle and find themselves in the wrong direction. But in endeavoring in this bootcamp, we get to continue learning more, even after school, because there's some things some schools don't teach. So here we come to increase our knowledge and increase our wisdom on things of technology.
I would also like to thank Semester for these boot camps, for they give a person confidence to actually continue with what they would like to continue with in the future, and also expose a lot of young people in the technical field, which really helps in the outside world.
The thing I really like about Semester all the times I've been here is that they always teach you well, and it's very fun. You can come with your friends.
Timothy Kipnusu for Prime Edition.
Now, the principal of Nyamagesa DEB Secondary School, Alice Adhiambo in Kisii County, and woman from Narok, Helen Nkuraya, are among the 50 Kenyans who have been honored by the International Charitable Non-Governmental Organization for their exemplary and outstanding humanity work, as well as transformational leadership in building a better society.
A Rise Circle Center for Leadership and Organizational Development commended Adhiambo for her motivational efforts to retain both girls and boys in school, despite the challenges from their backgrounds.
On Monday morning, over 50 Kenyans from different sectors of profession were honored for inspiring and creating change in society. The inaugural Arise Circle Transformational Leadership Awards were tailored to celebrate and honor exceptional individuals who have demonstrated impactful leadership and outstanding service to community.
Actually, this one was very special because every person who was awarded today was nominated by somebody. It means the little things you do, people see.
Among individuals recognized included the principal of Nyamagesa Secondary School in Kisii County, Alice Adhiambo, recognized for her role in uplifting education among the vulnerable families in the area.
It is important to change the life of the children. Most of them are vulnerable. Most of them don't have money, and they cannot even get the education. But the education is the key to life, and that is what we offer.
An elderly woman, Helen Nkuraya from Narok County, was honored for her role in the war against female circumcision in the predominantly pastoralist community.
For me, I find a lot of challenges. Even I've been beaten physically. But one day I decided, even if they kill me, I die with dignity.
Professor Patrick Lumumba, who graced the event, urged all players to be honest and observe high standards of integrity for a better Kenya.
One of the only things that we must do is to morally rearm and to begin to be honest. We must exercise the ghost of greed and have leaders whose only mantra is service.
Arise Circle Center for Leadership and Organizational Development Chief Executive Officer Edina Kangwana said the awards will be held annually to uplift the morale of those making change in society.
To raise leaders, to amplify the voice of good, because as we continue to evolve, we are celebrating the bad. When we celebrate good, people tend to do good.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Disemba tarehe 4, siku ya Jumatano, kutana na msafara wetu Homa Bay katika maeneo ya Oyugis, Rangwe, Rodi, Nthiwa, Sori, Kendu Bay, Homa Bay Town na Mbita. Alhamisi tarehe 5 Disemba tutakuwa Kisii, maeneo ya Kisii Town, Ogembo, Suneka, Kanyenya, Nyamache, Marani, Masimba na Keumbu. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
have a complaint or is something just not adding up with your pension scheme? It's easy to file a complaint directly with the Retirement Benefits Authority, and it's absolutely free. Just visit www.complaints.rba.go.ke and follow the prompts to file your complaint. RBA will acknowledge your complaint within 7 working days. Your complaint will be reviewed and addressed within 30 working days. Your time and peace of mind are important, and anyone dissatisfied with a decision of RBA can appeal to the Independent Retirement Benefits Appeals Tribunal. RBA is here to listen and resolve your complaint promptly, because your retirement should be stress-free. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800 720 300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Welcome back to Prime Edition, coming to you from Broadcasting House.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1. Now, let's have a look at the counties. The National Treasury has begun collecting views from the members of the public on the draft Disaster Risk Management Fund Regulations 2024.
These and other stories in the counties roundup.
The draft regulations propose the establishment of the Disaster Risk Management Fund to mobilize resources for efficient and effective disaster risk management in the country. The fund also aims to enhance the country's preparedness and response to disasters, reduce vulnerabilities, and mitigate fiscal and economic losses. Elsewhere, political leaders who attended the retirement ceremony for Machakos Bishop Joseph Mutungi were denied the chance to address the congregation. The move, however, didn't go well with the politicians who accused the church of high-handedness.
Mimi ningeonelea kwamba let us not be so harsh to our leaders. Tuangalie ni vipi ambapo tunaweza kupeleka kanisa yetu mbele bila kuweka siasa sana.
In Kilifi County, an Italian national embroiled in a 32 million shillings fraud case in Watamu, Kilifi County, has explained to a Kilifi law court how he was swindled of 15 million shillings by fellow Italians, promising to sell him a house. Girola Fiorenzo, who testified through a translator, Michael Mukare, told Kilifi Chief Magistrate James Mwaniki that he first visited Kenya in 2019 for holidays in Mombasa and later to Watamu, where he had booked a villa at Rafiki Village. While in Watamu, Fiorenzo met the accused persons Daniel Lokoko and Massimo Nativi, who are managers of Rafiki Villages and who convinced him to purchase a villa at the village.
The exact amount was 120,000 euros. The sellers are Rafiki Limited, and it is presented by Mr. Lokoko and Massimo Nativi. It is in the agreement, and they saying that he paid 5,000 euro that day.
In Kiambu, elders from Kiama in Ikinu are now calling on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission (NCIC) and Directorate of Criminal Investigation (DCI) to investigate and prosecute religious leaders who are spewing ethnicity and hatred among communities in the country.
Tungeomba serikali na ile jopo ambaye ni la NCIC na serikali, polisi na DCI na koti zifanye mambo ambayo wanatakana, wale waletwa wahojiwe, kama wanapatikana na hiyo hate speech ni vizuri hatua ichukuliwe.
And 60 children born to parents living with HIV in Kakamega County have graduated from the program to prevent mother-to-child transmission, popularly known as PMTCT, after being confirmed to be free of the virus. The county is ranked 8th among the counties with high infection rates in Kenya.
We have ensured that more than 98% of the people living positively in the county are currently being managed across our country's health facilities.
Well, he was a police officer turned politician.
He also served in the Ministry of Labour.
Now, this week on the cabinet, we focus on that person. Who is he?
Joseph Kimeu Ngutu.
He served in the President Mboya's administration. Here is his story.
Born in Kawathe, Kangundo district in what is now Machakos County, in 1941, Ngutu went to the local Kawathe District Education Board School for his primary and secondary education. From an early age, Ngutu had a strong desire to serve in the disciplined and uniformed forces. He was recruited in 1966 while in his mid-20s and went to Kiganjo Police Training College in Nyeri. He worked at various stations across the country and rose through the ranks to the position of Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations. Joseph Kimeu Ngutu was a police officer turned politician and had to fit in the shoes of mercurial politician and freedom fighter Paul Joseph Ngei. Ngutu was the beneficiary of Ngei's fall from power when he was finally forced to resign from his cabinet post and relinquish his Kangundo parliamentary seat in 1991 after being declared bankrupt by the High Court of Kenya. As soon as Ngei was declared bankrupt, Ngutu declared his interest in contesting the seat once it was declared vacant. He had retired as Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Nyeri-based Kiganjo Police Training College. He contested the seat in the subsequent by-election and won, becoming the second occupant of the seat since independence. He was appointed Minister for Labour, a position he held for about a year and a half until 1992 multi-party elections, in which he lost the seat to a political greenhorn, Joseph Wambua Mulusia, who ran on a Democratic Party ticket. The party was led by Mwai Kibaki. 5 years later, Ngutu made a dramatic comeback. In the 1997 elections, he managed to win back the Kangundo seat. Ngutu once again became Minister for Labour, where he stayed for the next 5 years until the 2002 general election, in which he lost his seat. Some of the projects credited to Ngutu included the construction of health centres, Kawithe Secondary School, and coffee processing factories. He also encouraged farmers in agriculture potential areas to start coffee plantations. Ngutu worked as minister for just about a year before the 2002 general election, when he lost his seat to Moffat Maitha, who contested via the little-known Sisi Kwa Sisi party. Jackie Wimbiru, The Cabinet.
Christmas ni sahi ishafika na ni kubwa kubwa. Kwani hii Kristi ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 hash option 1. Rudia. Star 570 hash option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55 inch TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Na mbuzi moja? Na mbuzi. 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra. Na mbuzi moja? Iko 2 million Kenyan shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max. Na mbuzi mbili. Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Na ni kubwa kubwa. Hapa kuna ndogo ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
Ushapata usaidizi zote?
Sijatibiwa bado.
Anywe yale maji, halafu itapobakia aweke kwenye jeraha.
Lakini haya ya Jasiri yamenishtua. Afadhali ongea na mizimu ingilie kati.
Niko hapa kwa ajili ya Jasiri.
Huyo mwanamke ana roho mbaya. Yeye ndo muuaji.
Jasiri ana wanawake wengine huko nje.
Ukiambiwa uambiliki, ukisemezwa usemezeki mwanamume, ukiguswa ugusiki.
Thank you for watching Prime Edition. Time for the business news. My name is Betty Kiptum. The Republic of Tunisia is looking to establish companies in various sectors across Kenya. Tunisian ambassador to Kenya, Anwar Ben Youssef, says his country is planning to leverage Kenya's economic potential to penetrate the East African market.
Tunisian investors are planning to set up 15 companies in Kenya in the expansion strategies. The investors, who are on a 2-day visit in Mombasa to access the city's investment opportunities, said they are planning to leverage on Kenya's position as a regional economic hub.
A lot of opportunities that are rife for businessmen both in Kenya and in Tunisia, and that is what led to a more strong and candid conversation between us and the Embassy of Tunisia.
Tunisian ambassador to Kenya, Anwar Ben Youssef, says the companies will target different sectors of the Kenyan economy.
Many companies came since 2019, the first forum we had in Nairobi, and we saw the figures are going up.
On its part, Kenya plans to increase tea and coffee shipments to Tunisia.
We are looking at not only basically the blue economy, but all industries per se, to be able to see the best practices that are there and try and implement that.
Kenya has been seeking to increase its exports in the continent that amounted to 277 billion shillings in 2023 through access to new regional markets. Alan Auko, Prime Edition.
And the government is planning to use geospatial data to advise farmers on weather patterns. Head of Statistics Unit and Data Director at the Ministry of Agriculture, that is Tom Dienya, says real-time weather information will assist in de-risking agriculture and protecting farmers against losses occasioned by crop failure. Our reporter Opicho Chemtai with the details.
The unpredictable weather patterns have seen farmers incur heavy losses due to failed crops. To mitigate against the adverse weather conditions, the government now says it will leverage on geospatial data for agricultural production.
Can a youth come up with a tool, an innovation that can tap into this data, share with the farmers? If we give it to the counties, can we have a way of sharing this data with the farmers as soon as possible?
Under the Africa Agriculture Adaptation Atlas project, farmers will have real-time weather information tailor-made for every county.
But if, for example, we are talking about an arid and semi-arid land county, whether it's, say, Wajir or some areas like Kitui, it's about why should we go for this value chain as opposed to the other, and why would it be more successful, kind of creating an evidence of choosing one value chain over the other.
Geospatial data is earmarked to de-risk agriculture and assist farmers adequately plan for their farming calendars.
We're looking at what is being done with one county and the other, understanding that their landscape is different. So there are counties that are predominantly for crop growing, there are others for livestock. So we're looking at these counties and comparing how are they making their decisions and how best can we support them.
Everybody is still having hits and misses because we lack a coordinated approach in the way that we implement some of these ideas. So as Nyeri and as a caucus, we have agreed that we are going to really take this on board.
The data from satellites will also inform policy formulation, with farmers advised on what crops and animals to keep in a particular season to avert losses.
The government needs to take lead so that now we can have one centralized system of data in agriculture for us to have a sustainable agriculture and also feed this country.
The farmers will form part and parcel of the adaptation atlas input. into the information and the data and the statistics that we'll be working with at county level.
Opicho Chemtai for Prime Edition.
To Matters Energy now, KenGen is seeking 546 billion shillings in the next 10 years to generate an additional 1,500 megawatts. KenGen Chief Executive Officer Peter Njenga says the firm has already secured commitment from various financiers for a 300 megawatt geothermal project as part of the multi-billion venture.
About 93% of our electricity is generated from renewable sources, with geothermal energy accounting for a significant share. These achievements reflect our determination to harness our natural resources sustainably while reducing our carbon footprint.
We believe that within a 10-year period, the demand is going to go up, and we want to support the government in ensuring we have adequate power as we go into the future. That 1,500 megawatts will require support of about $4.3 billion US.
Maybe wind as well for African countries lying at the coast. Then you can create a green transition agency out of Kenya, and this maybe is also an opportunity for German.
Now, Equity Group Holdings CEO Dr. James Mwangi has been appointed to the World Bank High-Level Advisory Council on Jobs. The council seeks to support the creation of jobs for young population in Africa. The venture by the lender will see Mwangi and 15 other global leaders focus on policies that will open up employment opportunities for the youth in emerging and developing economies. And the Cereal Growers Association, in collaboration with county governments, has embarked on a nationwide program to empower farmers with the skills and knowledge needed to increase productivity and navigate market challenges. In Narok, over 60 farmers in Kilgoris, Narok County participated in a one-day sensitization forum aimed at creating market linkages for their produce. The farmers who attended the event commending the institution for the capacity building exercise, saying it will help them understand more market dynamics for their produce.
Today, as we are here, we are having a training on marketing, whereby we are training farmers on how they can get their market for their produce. And this is a model where we are working together with our private partners like Cereal Growers Association.
Tunalima bila kujua soko ni wapi, lakini kwa model yetu ya FSC, Farmer Service Center. Farmer Service Center ni mkulima ambaye amefunzwa na CGA ili aweze kusaidia wale wakulima wenzake.
Mimi kwanza imenisaidia sana, na through these trainings I've gained a lot of knowledge, and I'll also share with other youths around this sub-county, and it has really touched our lives. It has improved us.
And Kenya might be forced to increase wheat imports next year due to Quelea bird's invasion in South Rift wheat fields. A section of farmers say they have lost up to 70% of their crops due to the pests that is now threatening to wipe out the current crop.
Kenya imported 2 million tons of unmilled wheat worth 94 billion shillings in 2023. The country could be forced to spend more on wheat imports next year due to an invasion of Quelea birds in the North Rift. According to some farmers, the invasive birds have wiped out close to 70% of their current crop. The birds are notorious for their appetite for cereal crops.
Na tujui zimetoka wapi, kwa sababu hii maneno tumesikilia pande ya Narok kule kwa Lowland. Sasa wakati ngano ziliisha Narok, zimekuja hapa kwetu Mau.
So hata shamba mnafikiri inaendelea kukauka. Hii sio kukauka. Hii shamba 70% hakuna. Hii imebakisha 30% ama 25% ya ile mmea iko kwa shamba. So hii shamba sasa hakuna kitu mtu anatarajia kufuna.
Saizi wakulima wako na threat mpaka tumeanza kununua fufusela, ndio tunang'ang'ana nayo na ndege. Fufusela ambayo ni costly kwetu, inaumiza, inachokesha, leba kulipa watu wa kupuliza
Kama kwa eka 100 unaweza kuwa uko na watu 5.
The birds, known for their notorious flocks and voracious appetite for cereal crops, has also seen farmers' fields wiped out.
Mimi niko na eka 20 ambayo iko karibu tayari na zimeangamizwa na ndege. Niko hata kufikiria plan B kwa ile nitafanya hiyo shamba isiende hivyo.
Haikuwa mingi hivi, zinaenda multiply, zinaenda zikiongezeka. Kama wakati huu ukiona hii ngano ni kama bado haijaiva hii ngano, lakini tayari imefahamiwa.
Tunaomba msaada wa serikali iweze kutusaidia angalau ngano kama hii yangu ambayo bado haijaweka chakula iweze kusaidiwa, kwa sababu ikianza kuweka chakula ndege zitavamia na kumaliza.
The farmers are calling for urgent government action to implement long-term solutions to help farmers recover and prepare for future planting seasons. Trevor Ngindo for Prime Edition.
And that is all the business news we had for you this evening. Sports news is coming up with Daniel Wahome. My name is Betty Kiptum. Good night.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations. It's art, it's culture, movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome. Welcome to Prime Edition Sport, where the National Rugby Sevens team Shujaa has been pulled in Group B of the second leg of the World Rugby Sevens Circuit in Cape Town, scheduled for the 7th and 8th of December. Shujaa will meet Australia and Spain in the 3-team group and will be out to improve on their 10th place finish in Dubai after the opening round last weekend. Shujaa placed 10th on the standing with 3 points, while Australia are 7th and Spain is ranked 2nd on 18 points. In Dubai, Kenya lost to France and Australia in the group stage but beat South Africa, but were relegated to the 9th place semis, where they beat Ireland but succumbed against Uruguay in the 9th place final. Fiji leads the 12-team standings with 20 points, while Spain are second 2 points adrift. Argentina, New Zealand and France are placed in 3rd to 5th positions respectively. And 12-time champions Tusker FC recorded their 3rd consecutive win to move to 3rd place on the FKF Premier League standings, 4 points off leaders' pace.
Tusker defeated Moranga Seal 3-1, with Brian Ogam scoring all the 3 goals to help Brewers move to within 4 points of leaders KCB. Tusker is ranked 3rd with 18 points, while KCB, who drew their second match in as many games, remain top with 22 points. Bandari continued with the impressive run, registering their second win on the bounce after beating Nairobi City Stars by 1-0 to move to 2nd place with 19 points. Newly promoted Mara Sugar dropped to 4th position following 2-0 defeat against Gor Mahia. Mathare United is ranked 5th on 15 points. Defending champions Gor Mahia lie 6th with 14 points, while FC Leopards, Kariobangi Sharks, Sofapaka and Shabana are ranked 7th to 10th respectively. Kenya Police winless run extended to 5 matches and are sitting at the bottom of the group with a meager 8 points. Posta Rangers and Talanta occupy 16th and 17th positions respectively.
And Kwale United were crowned champions of the Tujia Mini Initiative Soccer Tournament after beating AIC Kongowea FC by 1-0 in the final match, and this was for the coastal region. En route to the finals, AIC Kongowea defeated Tiger FC by 1-0. The Tujia Mini Initiative seeks to uplift the living standards of youth in the coastal region, especially in a community struggling with high levels of drug abuse. Kwale United head coach Amisi Masusa lauded the initiative for its impactful approach to supporting the youth.
Initiative poa sana. Alafu unaweka vijana busy. Kama saa hii regional league yetu ijaanza. So timu ingekuwa ina train for anything. So vijana wangekuwa wanajikeep na vitu mob, lakini tunashukuru hiyo initiative, tumekuwa pamoja, tumetrain pamoja. Sasa hii ligi ikianza tutaenda na hiyo nguvu.
Wamefanya jambo zuri zaidi kwa sababu pia wale ambao wameathirika upande wa madawa wameona wivu, pia wameona kwamba kumbe soka ama sport inajenga na inainua maisha ya kijana.
This area is unique in its own way. I think Coast has its own fair of challenges, from unemployment, from youth eradication into things such as crimes and even drugs. But I think we've seen a plus. We've seen the teams come out to confess that coming together to play football, coming together to belong to a club has really elevated and has really improved in terms of the social rubric of the society.
And Paris Saint-Germain are in discussions with Liverpool forward Mohamed Salah about a move to the French side when his contract expires at the end of the season. The 32-year-old Egypt international, who scored in the 2-0 win over Manchester City last night, is yet to agree on a contract extension at Anfield and will only be available for the club for free next summer.
Has surely won the game now. Correa made sure that Villa couldn't get out, and now he can put a cross in. And Nicholas Jackson! Off the post and in. Macedo found Fernandez. Lovely ball from him to Palmer. Palmer gave it him back. Fernandez can shoot. What a goal! Enzo. Okay. Here's Palmer. Shifted it. Got the shot away. Goal, Palmer. Is a...
And so that brings us to the end of the sport tonight. And remember that Kenya is hosting the qualifiers for the Basketball Africa League. This is the Elite 16 East Zone, and so the semi-finals being played tonight. One is already down. Creole Star of Cape Verde won 90-82 against Urunani of Burundi. And so they're going to be playing in the final, and they have a slot in the BAL 2025 competition. Kenya's representatives are Nairobi City Thunder, and they're playing at the moment against City Oilers. At the end of the third quarter, they were leading 54-45. There's 5 minutes, about 6 minutes of play remaining, and Nairobi City Thunder, just looking at the live score, they are leading 62-51. It's a 9-point game. Like they say in basketball, it bounces, and it's a start-stop game. I wish them all the best. The finals will be played tomorrow, and we'll have a full review of the BAL Elite 16 semi-finals coming in our lunchtime bulletin tomorrow. My name is Daniel Wahome. Thank you for being with us on the sport. Back to the team. They said IT doesn't work. Well, I'm now going to call them Eminem, Mboya and Muchuma. Tomorrow, and we'll have
Thank you very much, Daniel Wahome, for that sporty update. Of course, Betty Kiptum was here with us earlier on to deliver the day's business. And that marks the end of our bulletin this Monday, the 2nd of December. I want to thank you on behalf of the Prime Edition team right here at Broadcasting House. My name is Tom Mboya, wishing you a pleasant evening.
My name is Muchuma Odim. Thank you for your feedback on our social media platforms. Remember our Tuesday conversation tomorrow. Keep it KBC Channel 1, same time. Good night.
Good night and God bless.
Star 570 hash. Option 1 kuna PS5 na ni full package na inakuja na JBL Party Box. Hiyo boom experience pia iko.
Say bye-bye to FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sport, music, entertainment news, live radio, and so much more at the palm of your hand. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital app in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital app.